You all know this guy, he's content creator. His name is Kisito. He decided not to follow what people say and take a very bold step by visiting a X-Men village in Kiyawa, Jigawa. I want you guys to listen and watch. Let's dive.
Samdal Bello. I'm indigenous of Duse local government of Jigawa State.
Okay.
And this is my friend. Since childhood, since GS1 up to SS3, we school together, and is the title holder here, is the village head here. So, and he invited us to come and visit them to see how their culture is, what they are up to, what they can do, and what they cannot do. And this land, this place, or let me call it this land, because this place that we are here now is a very peaceful place. You can sleep here, leave your car outside, or with even the key, you can leave the key on the car. Nothing will happen. And the way they are living here, all of these people, they are like family related. They are related to each other, either by marriage, either by blood, and more than all of these people that are here are Muslim.
Okay. Did the generation of moving to this place start with them, or they started with their forefathers?
They are forefathers. Since the reason why Fulani always travel is because of their animals. They said land belongs to God, and they are created. It's God that created them. Since land belongs to God, nobody will stop them from moving to one place to another. Everywhere belongs to them.
Generally speaking, as a Nigerian from the south, so many people see the Fulani herdsmen as a violent tribe. How do you feel about it?
To gaskiya mu har kullum ba mu yarda da wannan magana da ake cewa Fulani ba su zaman lafiya ba. Domin a duk yaran duniya ba yaran da yake san zaman lafiya da kwanciyar hankali irin Bafulatanin mutum. Idan su mutane da ba su fahimci Bafulatani bane, dace su yi masa irin wannan fasara. Amma idan da an fahimci Fulani ta fuskar da ya kamata, to da Fulani su ne ma mutanen da suka fi kowa san zaman lafiya. Domin Fulatani idan ka ga yayi rigima, to akwai wani abin da aka tare masa na kici. Kuma Fulatanin mutum idan shi faɗansa ne baya mutuwa. Idan ka zo ka taɓa Fulatanin mutum, ka taɓa yanzu mu tsarin mu na Fulatanci yadda yake. Yau idan ana faɗa, idan ka taɓa Fulatanin Jigawa, to Fulatanin Niger, Fulatanin da yake Sokoto, Fulatanin da yake Taraba, Fulatanin da yake har Cameroon, to zai iya zuwa ya kawo gudunmuwarsa.
Why do you think most Fulanis fight some people? Because mostly, especially of recent in the news, we have been seeing different kind of violent threats in the news, and they are saying it is the Fulani that is doing it.
People are looking at Fulani as threats, which is not true. Fulani that have no threat. Now, if you did something bad, like attack a Fulani, one Fulani here, in this place, a Fulani that is in Sokoto or in Katsina, for instance, might feel that and attack another person there.
Okay.
Like to revenge on this thing that happened here. The major thing that caused all this thing is this problem of deforestation. Now government does not want Fulani in Nigeria. That is how Fulani look at it. They can move from this place to more than 1,000 kilometers and look for a place to make that place a living. So when they enter, people will start attacking them. Fulani did this, Fulani did that, which is not true.
The Fulani are deeply misunderstood. The majority are simply herders trying to survive, yet they are paying the price for the actions of a few. This has fueled widespread discrimination, not just in Nigeria, but across West Africa, seeing all Fulani through the lens of suspicion and fear.
I went to tend my cattle. When I got back, security men with guns were rounding everyone up. I wanted to get my things, but they stopped me. Lots of those who Ghana sent back are locked up in Burkina Faso, and we know what will happen to us if we go back. When we fled here, people welcomed us. We lived peacefully. Now they are sending us back to Burkina. What will our fate be?
So what you are trying to say is that most of the time it is people that first attack them.
Yes, Fulani. Now Fulani, the way they value their cow, they didn't value their children. You can touch their child and move freely, but you cannot touch that cow and move free.
So I want to ask, does it mean that no Fulani actually attacks anyone? If they are the one, what do you think is the trigger that made some of the Fulani tribes start attacking people?
Now, the major reason, before Fulani normally stay in the forest. You know there's difference between forest and bush. Now Fulani cannot stay in forest because of this violence that is always happening. Bandits can attack, and at the end they will say Fulani.
Like what is happening in Plateau State and Benue State.
Yes.
You know, Plateau State, Benue, that's where no center. That's what they call middle belt. That's where the Benue is the basket food of the nation.
Yeah.
That's where all the food come from. Benue State, they have water, they have plenty grass.
A lot of.
So it is the best place for Fulani men to grow the animals.
Okay.
So in those places that we see, people that have another motive, they can hire some people to go into the, you know, those Benue Plateau, they have different tribes, different communities. So they can hire another people to go attack their people as Fulani. Attack a community as Fulani men. Those communities will be taken, say it is Fulani that have been attacking them. Maybe burn down their churches, slaughter them, their women,
Do whatever it takes.
So those people will put something in their heart. They will retaliate on innocent Fulani. And innocent Fulani, they don't know what happened. They will be passing through grazing their animals, searching for food, and they will be attacking. And if they are attacking, you know, he told you that the normal Fulani doesn't forgive.
Which people do you think are the ones that usually do this so that the world can see?
Yeah, akwai wanda ake gani suke amma dai yawa.
He said
something a secret.
There are certain people that are doing it, but it is better to keep it as
a secret.
He doesn't want to talk about it because in Isiba, he's a village head.
There was a question I asked before that was not really answered. We already talked about it, that other tribes, there are some people that disguise as Fulani. But does that mean that there are some Fulanis that don't attack people?
No, that is why I said,
you know, normally they don't attack people.
Yes.
Don't attack. Their only concern is the animals.
Yes.
we don't have, and we want to pass.
So you need a pathway to pass.
Yes.
So that is where the problem is.
Yes.
To understand why these conflicts exist today, we need to go back to the roots of the problem. The Fulani had been following clearly mapped stock routes long before independence. By 1964, the government had gazetted 6.4 million hectares of land for grazing, and in 1965, the Grazing Reserve Law turned the plan into legislation. Cattle moved along primary, secondary, and tertiary pathways, guiding herders safely from Sokoto through Niger, Kwara into Oyo, from Bauchi through Plateau, Nasarawa, Benue, Kogi, and Ekiti. Those routes were recognized by natives, authorities, and respected by communities. These reserves were meant to give herders secure land, access to water, and opportunities to settle. For decades, this system worked, or at least it kept cattle moving along traditional routes without widespread conflict. Combined with population growth, climate change, and shrinking northern pastures, herders are forced southward, farmers feel threatened, herders feel blocked, and the grazing reserve system that was meant to protect both sides has largely failed.
So while trying to protect your farm, you might end up touching the animal. And if you touch that cow, it's like you have seen a fire and put your hand inside.
There's a controversy, there's something going on, a very, very controversial topic about the killings of Christians in the Middle Belt. It actually gained global attention that the President of the United States had to even comment, and they are pointing fingers at the Fulani. They say Fulani are the ones killing the Christians. What do you have to say about it?
Ito gaskiya abu da zan faɗa a wannan maganar da yayi, gaskiya Fulani ba su da hannu akan maganar cewa wai ana kashe Christian ko wasu ba magana babu Fulani ne a cikin wannan issues din. Sakamakon za ka ga sai dai su abin da yake faruwa su Fulani an riga da an sa cikin cewa an bata masu suna cewa su 'yan ta'adda ne, da kuma kowa ya tsoron su. Kuma daga cikin Fulani za ga wasu ma za ga daga cikin Fulani akwai Christians, ba irin yaran da babu Christian a cikin. Akwai Fulani kuma su ma Christian ne. Idan ka ce Fulani ne yana kai Christian, to su ma Fulani ana kai su.
The Fulani people doesn't fight about religion.
They only fight
for their animal. So they only care
So
about
the
they don't care
Fulani,
about Islam or Christianity.
the Fulanis are not that
What matters to
religious.
them, pest and pest. They are
The animal.
Then came the Zamfara gold mining crisis. Illegal mining created armed rivalries. Miners hired Fulani youths for protection, and when the government banned mining, many of these armed groups refused to disarm, and some of the first bandit gangs were born.
They procure arms exactly the same way as our military were doing in the South. They give them arms, they use choppers to come and cut away the gold, and the federal government is not doing what it should be doing. These guys have been weaponized by the illegal big men who deploy them, secure territories, and the weapon is meant to protect the Chinese and other foreigners who they actually employ to carry out the mining. And on occasion, they use the same weapon to carry out banditry, kidnapping, and all of the terrible things that are going on.
Around the same time, local vigilantes began attacking Fulani communities. This pushed many peaceful herders into forming self-defense groups. These groups later evolved into the bandit gangs we know today. Banditry became the only option: kidnapping, cattle rustling, attacking villages, controlling forests. Powerful leaders rose, men like Bello Toji, Dogo Gide, and Kachala Ali. They built mafia-style camps deep inside forests, armed with motorcycles, AK-47s, and networks of informants. The more ransom they collected, the stronger they became.
What do you think the solution is that can stop these conflicts between Fulani and farmers?
What do you think is the solution is often grazing by government. Let's say this divide the place. Let's say this place is for Fulani, this place is for farmers. Back in the days, since hundreds of years, there is some road that start from Niger Republic that pass through this town, this village, through Bauchi, through Plateau, to other part of Nigeria.
Yes.
They have been following that for years.
So they walk
Through that.
Yes.
And sometimes they send the farmer can decide to farm on the road. And the Fulani that pass now, maybe he will not come back until 10 years back. So he don't know that you farm here. He will just come through it. And if the farmer see the Fulani pass through their farm, they will start attacking. That's where the fight starts.
Yeah.
What about if the government have a certain big piece of land to actually always make sure there's irrigation, there's enough water and plants grows there for the cows to eat? Would it help?
Even if the government do that, there are certain times that the food will end, the food will finish. So the planning normally they are nomad, so they doesn't stay in one place. They go with food, like it is calendar.
You know, here in Jigawa we have any main road here in Jigawa, there is a space of 6 to 7 meters by each side of the road, so that Fulani can move freely. Before,
So if you farm on the particular place,
farm under that place, it's of no use.
Because that's a route, they can match it.
If Fulani match there, if they pass, even if you take legal action, nothing will happen, because it's their own, it belongs to them.
What message do you have for Nigerians that think that the Fulani are terrorists or actually fear the Fulanis?
Sakon da zan gaya wa 'yan Najeriya da kuma gwamnati, gaskiya su daina kallon Fulani a matsayin masu tada hatsaniya. Tsaya a fahimci Fulani a inda suke ba mutane ne masu san hatsaniya ba mutane ne masu san rahin san zaman lafiya ba. Domin ba Fulatanin mutum shi yafi kowa san zaman lafiya, saboda shi ba shi kaɗai bane ba. Yanzu a misali idan aka ce rikici ya tashi a nan, kai mutumin da kake cikin gari kawai za ka yi zuwa ka hau jirgi da kai da iyalan ku bar gari. Ba Fulatanin mutum ina zai je, wannan dabbobin nasa zai iya rubuwa da komai akan ya rubuta dabbobinsa. Idan aka ce ba a zaman lafiya ina zai je. To Fulatanin mutum ya fi kowa san zaman lafiya. Ya kamata al'ummar Najeriya su kalli su dawo su kalli su fahimci Fulani mutane ne masu san zaman lafiya, ba sa san hatsaniya ko ba sa rigima. Domin idan duk inda ka je kaga ana rigima, to za ka ba Fulatanin mutum abu. Domin Fulatanin bai taɓa zama a inda ake hatsaniya ba.